Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is me, Sumaira Salim. You're watching Desi TV USA. Let's see what's happening in the world. President Joe Biden welcomes Atlanta Braves to the White House to celebrate the baseball team 2021 World Series win over the Houston Astros.
Be careful how nice I am to these guys today, especially since last night. We're joined by so many friends from Atlanta, starting with a former mayor, Keisha Lance Bottom. Stand up, Keisha. Keisha now works full-time in the executive office building with me, and she's the best. She's the best. And she took over from Cedric Richmond, who was, as he says, a Morehouse man, played baseball at Morehouse. He's now at the Democratic State National Committee. We've also got Mayor Andrew Dixon. There you go, Mayor. But I want you to know, Lisa Cupid, Cobb County Commissioner, she's got the stadium. And from the Georgia Congressional Delegation, Representatives Bordeaux, Williams, and Carter are all here. Stand up, guys. Atlanta is a great sports city, American sports city, and the Braves. Look at Not too sure. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Department of State spokesperson Ned Price is holding his daily news briefing on the same day of the department announced that the U.S. will provide over $450 million in civilian security aid for the Ukraine.
Principles at the core of the UN Charter. President Biden cited one of his predecessors, President Truman, who heralded the Charter as proof that nations can, quote, state their differences, can face them, and then can find common ground on which to stand. And last week, we witnessed a tremendous amount of common ground among the UN's member states regarding Russia's illegal, unjustified invasion of Ukraine. Country after country in both the Security Council and General Assembly condemned Russia's war and called for an end to the invasion. They did so because not only is the Kremlin's war an assault on Ukraine, but it is also a stark affront to the principles at the heart of the UN Charter. Sovereignty, the independence of states, the inviolability of national borders, the tenets of peace and security. These are the principles that apply equally in Europe as they do anywhere and everywhere around the world. The statements from world leaders in New York crystallized the stakes, but so too did the statements and actions that emanated from Moscow. President Putin did perhaps as much as anyone last week to further isolate Russia and bolster international resolve to stand with Ukraine. His nuclear saber-rattling, the sham referenda, his partial mobilization, and the broad and sometimes violent crackdown on Russians exercising their universal rights were galvanizing, but almost certainly not in the way that President Putin intended. These actions from President Putin signal very clearly that he knows he is losing. He's on his back heels, and he's making every attempt to intimidate those who would stand up to him. We, along with our allies and partners around the world, are not going to bow to intimidation. So let me state once again, the so-called referenda Russia is holding right now in the sovereign Ukrainian regions of Kherson, Zaporizhia, Luhansk, and Donetsk are a total sham. The United States will never recognize seized Ukrainian territory as anything other than part of Ukraine. We stand.
Pakistani Ambassador Moinul Haq said that $125 million contributed in a special ceremony at CPAFFC headquarters for flood victims of Pakistan. The generosity, kindness, and the affected of people of China for people of Pakistan are fully displayed. In a historic mission to protect the Earth from asteroid collision, the experimental spacecraft sent by the NASA from Earth collided with the asteroid and destroyed it. According to NASA report, the DART spacecraft hits the asteroid at a speed of 23,500 km per hour. According to foreign media, the result of the experiment area likely to relieve in a few days of a week. If the mission is successful, the path of the asteroid orbit is changed, then this method can prove to be an important defense weapon to prevent the asteroid moving toward the Earth. Russia granted citizenship to the Edward Snowden, the former technical assistant of a CIA and the former technical assistant of the U.S. intelligence agency, who revealed the details of the secret U.S. program PRISM to monitor people. Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a decree after which 39-year-old Edward Snowden became a Russian citizen, having been in Moscow since 2013 to avoid extradition to the United States. It should be noted that the Edward escaped from the United States and reached Russia after the National Security Agency of the United States disclosed secrets revealed that the silence program of the telephone and internet system in the world. After arriving back from the London, Ishaq Dar said that the leader of Muslim League Noon, Mohammad Nawaz Sharif, and Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif have told me that if I accept the responsibility of Finance Minister, then God willing, they will try hard to get Pakistan out of economic politics that it is stuck in.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलातु वस्सलामु अलैका या खातुमुन नबी। अल्लाह ताला के फजल व करम से मैं अपने मुल्क में वापस आया हूँ और मुस्लिम लीग नून के कायद मियां नवाज शरीफ और सदर और प्राइम मिनिस्टर मियां शहबाज शरीफ ने मुझे कहा है कि मैं अपनी वज़ीर ख़जाना की जिम्मेदारियां कबूल करूं, तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैं पूरी कोशिश करूंगा कि पाकिस्तान जिस भंवर में माशी तौर पे फंसा है हम इसको निकालें, जैसे हमने 98-99 में निकाला था, 2013-14 में निकाला था। इंशाअल्लाह बड़ी उम्मीद है कि हम पॉजिटिव डायरेक्शन में जाएंगे जी।
That's all for now. Keep watching Desi TV USA. Log into our website, desitvusa.com.